facility, which is a conditional use in the Highway Business Zoning District. It is on a parcel of land that is approximately 10.022 acres. The background for this property in general is that it has an existing future land use of commercial. So with a proposed zoning district, sorry, this is a little incorrect on there. I apologize for that. It has existing future land use of commercial with a zoning district of highway business. It is consistent with the comprehensive plan of housing policies H1.1.1, and the development is compatible with the general development pattern in the area, and there are no adverse impacts on city facilities. Before you is the concept plan for the overall development of the site, which does include numerous uses and numerous buildings, with the adult living facility being in the center of the development, specifically to the southern portion of the parcel. Here are the current elevations that will slightly change through non-residential architectural standards, but we do have the north and south elevation, or sorry, north and east elevation, just depicting what the property will start to look like once the adult living facility is constructed.
I just have a concern again with the 4 stories, and do we have a fire truck that can get somebody down from the 4th story? I understand about the sprinklers, but again, do we have the capability to get somebody down? That's my only concern.
Mayor, would you like me to answer that question?
Yes, sir, please.
Currently, the city of St. Cloud does not have a ladder truck. We have a mutual aid agreement with Osceola County, and in that type of structure fire, which would be most likely put in check by the sprinkler system, we would request that truck on the initial response for that type of fire.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Where are they stationed? Like, is there one at Pine Grove?
No, it's, I can't think of the nearest ladder station. BVL. BVL, thank you.
Like an hour and a half away?
I had a few comments, questions, concerns about the site plan. Can we put the site plan back up? There you go. Thank you. So one of my concerns was about the 4-story building as well. And I asked during my briefing, like, why is everything coming in at 4-story buildings these days? Did we change something like that? Everything's coming in at 4 stories. They said no. I guess it's just it's kind of like dentist office and cell phone stores. It's the new thing. But my biggest concern when I looked at the site plan was, and I don't know if council remembers, Mr. Trace maybe wasn't here, but when Thompson Groves came in to the east, the outpouring of community involvement from Live Oak Estates was, they said, it was like, please don't connect Thompson Groves through this parcel into Live Oak Boulevard. Remember, that was a big thing. I mean, all the community came out, and so I don't know if they got notified that this was coming, but I see that we've got a connection now to Tay West Drive. So my thought was, and my request to the applicant would be, can we break the connection to Live Oak Boulevard since you have the connection at US 192 and then connect it to Tay West? Because if you make that connection, you're going to push all those Thompson Grove people through and into this existing single family, larger type lots. You're going to push, and I don't know the number, maybe Mr. Anderson does, but I don't know the number of units inside of Thompson, but it's pretty substantial. So, and I know none of the access is permitted through FDOT. So, I mean, that's assuming that they can get that connection to US 192. I don't know if they can, but I don't think that we should be making the connection from Tay West through Live Oak based on the community, outpouring that we got with Thompson Groves that came in.
In my mind, like, I want commercial to come and I want it to be successful, and you almost have to have parking out front to show activity in it. To me, 192 isn't walkable. It's not a road that is designed to be walkable. It's horrible for that. And if you have that building C or G, it's probably C, looks like it has an outdoor dining area up front, that might even be tolerable with that setback. But if it was right up on 192, like, you couldn't even talk to each other being outside on there. So it's just, 192 might not be one of those corridors where we have that. It just doesn't, like, just stand there for 10 minutes and it doesn't feel good or walkable.
Well, I think the point is a lot of people have to walk. It's not that they want to walk.
Any other lights?
I'm sorry.
Any other questions from council?
Well, no, I mean, I I think we need to, I mean, doesn't sound like he was agreeing to anything that I brought up, but, I mean, I think the building needs to come down to 3 stories, and I would break the connection to Live Oak Boulevard to be consistent with what we promised all the residents inside of Live Oak Estates.
I sort of agree with you, but I don't. And the reason for that is that the connectivity, if you took off Live Oak, if they wanted to go to anything, they would have to go out to 192, go down 192, turn into this unit when they could have potentially 2 units there. I like the architectural, when you did sway that in there. It would be really hard to dirt ride through there pretty quick. And the things changed a little bit because now that they purchased that road, it wasn't so wacky the way that they were trying to bring it before. Plus, it was private property rights, that little road that ran down there. I think the Lockery zoned it or something.
Right.
So a lot of things have changed. The ownership of all this has changed. I don't know how the residents feel about this comment. I would assume that they were notified and they would hear. The 4 stories doesn't scare me as long as I know that that's going to stay the way it is. It's not going to turn into an apartment complex, and it's not going to turn into something else that it's not. We need adult care in St. Cloud. I don't need a data sheet for that. You can see it. So I like the project. I'm totally amazed how you can put all that into, and we're getting some commercial out of it, which I'm totally psyched about. How you got all that into 10 acres is amazing. So I guess we'll see where this lays out, but I like the way it's starting out.
I like the project. 4 stories doesn't bother me. We certainly have a great need for adult congregate living, and they enjoy meeting together, fellowship together, doing things together, and the more that they can do that, the more they don't feel isolated. I certainly like the layout. I don't think you'd want to be walking a whole lot up on 192. I think most of the walking and activities like that will certainly be away from 192. Let's move forward. I'd like to make a motion for the adoption of Resolution 2021-2024R. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion from the mayor, second from Councilmember Askew. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Matheny?
No.
Councilmember Askew?
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Trace?
Aye.
Mayor Blackwell?
Aye.
Motion carries 3-1.